To catch a phish, you need your wits and a good mnemonic device. Enter the SLAM method. SLAM stands for Sender, Links, Attachments, and Message. These 4 key pieces can help you spot a phishing email before you grab the hook. In this series, we'll break down the key components of this mnemonic device so you can use it out in the wild successfully. S stands for Sender. In general, the sender of an email can tell you a lot about what the email is regarding. If the sender does not match the request of the email, you may have a phishing scam on your hands. When analyzing the sender of a message, consider these 3 components. First, the display name. This is the name that pops up at the top of an email in your inbox. The name is meant to indicate who the sender is at a quick glance. A feature of the display name is that you can input any name you want. It could be Nancy, Nancy S., Nancy Smith, Second Overlord of Unicorn Rainbows. Anything. And scammers use this feature to their advantage, inputting real names you might be expecting as their display name to cover the unexpected email address hidden below. The second component of the sender is the email address. Though more accurate than the display name, the email address can still be altered to trick you into a false sense of security. Misspellings and minor replacements can take an email you know and trust and turn it into a Trojan horse. Finally, there's the domain name, which identifies the address where the email is coming from. If an email comes from @yourcompany.com, you know it's a work email. If it's from @school.edu, you know it's a school email. If it's from @housedepartment.com, you know it's regarding your recent purchase of 8 teal armchairs. It's important that the domain name makes sense for the topic of the email. If, for example, you get an urgent work email from your boss, but the sender is listed with an @generalmail.com domain, you might just have caught yourself a boss phish imposter. Reviewing the sender of an email with caution is like checking the peephole before answering the hotel door. You want to check who is on the other side before greeting them in your footy pajamas. Since the dawn of email, links have been the line that hooks the phish and draws them in. Viewing the destination of a link can certainly help you with verifying if that link is legitimate or not, but scammers have begun hiding their links within buttons, so as not to make it immediately apparent where the link might be taking you. When you're faced with a link or a button hiding the link, try hovering your mouse over it without clicking to see where the true path of the link will be taking you. If the link's true path doesn't make sense within the context of the email, don't click it. For example, let's say you receive an email asking you to validate your shipping address with home decorations by clicking the Continue button. But when hovering over the button, you notice that the link wouldn't take you to homedecorations.com. Instead, it shows www.malware.gotcha.com. If you're still unsure about the link's validity, or are not so confident in your link sleuthing skills, you can also reach out to the email sender via another form of trusted contact to confirm or deny if you have a phishing email on your hands. It's important to note that though links can deliver malware or harvest PII, not all phishing scams will contain links. On the other side of the spectrum, some phishing emails could be coded entirely as a hyperlink, which would cause the click of anywhere on the email to open a fake web page or download malware. Because of the variety and severity that links may pose, you must be sure to consider the other letters of the SLAM method when investigating a possible phishing scam. As with links, attachments in emails delivering malware are a tale as old as time. If a stranger rang your doorbell, handed you a package, and told you to open it, you would do no such thing. Unless you know the sender, are expecting a package, and are sure of the contents, mysterious boxes left at your door are often cause for concern. The same should go with attachments sent to your devices. Attachments are like a brown cardboard box that cloak the contents inside. You can slap a shipping label on that box, or a name brand, or a friend's address. You can call the attachment anything you want to make it more clickable, but that doesn't mean the contents inside are safe. Once a malicious attachment is opened, the chaos begins, unleashing malware and performing a slew of nefarious activities that you may or may not be aware are happening. Scammers will try to make attachments more appealing by utilizing other SLAM methods. such as impersonating a trusted entity or creating a sense of urgency so that you click before you think. But just as with any physical unknown items, you want to exercise caution when it comes to technology-based unknown items. Before clicking anything, be sure to verify the sender and use extreme caution when it comes to attachments you were not expecting or were unsolicited. Also, consider verifying with IT or your supervisor before taking any action. When you think about it, the whole point of an email is to receive a message. Often, these messages are action-based and/or time-sensitive. Phishing messages are no different. Scammers want you to act right now, with their messages intensifying the immediacy that the desired action needs to take place. Like, click here now, or open this attachment immediately. This is actually a very tactical approach, because the longer you have to read and analyze an email, the more likely you are to realize that something is off. But if the message comes across as urgent and the time frame you have to act is short, you're much more likely to start clicking without thinking, just as the scammers intended. Another component of messages that may indicate a potential phishing scam is spelling and phrasing. If you receive a message from your boss or a trusted company and common words are misspelled or misused, your phishing senses should perk up. Or if a phrase is used in a way you would not expect, like if you receive an unprofessional sign-off from your boss or an overly formal intro from your friend. These out-of-character messages may be good indicators that it's time to sound the phishing alarm. M may be the last letter in the SLAM method, but messaging also might be the first red flag that alerts you that something is off with an email. In these instances, slow down and resist the impulse to act with haste. Instead, read through the email with intention, looking for clues taught to you by the SLAM method to ensure that you don't take the bait.